Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss a critical update. Today's story is one of those truth is stranger than fiction moments, a gripping tale of betrayal, heroism, and a nation's narrow escape from chaos. But more than that, it's a reminder of why peace and unity matter now more than ever. Let's dive into the details of how Burkina Faso's government thwarted a catastrophic coup attempt and what this means for the region and the world. The minister's revelation. A plot unmasked. On Monday, April 21, 2025, Burkina Faso's Minister of Security, Mahamadou Sana, addressed the nation in a televised broadcast that sent shockwaves across West Africa. Standing firm at the podium, his words carried the weight of a nation under siege, not just by external terrorists, but by traitors within its own ranks. Here's exactly what Minister Sana disclosed. The plot's objective. A group of soldiers, in collusion with terrorist organizations, planned to launch a violent assault on the presidency of Faso on April 16, 2025, Sana stated. Simultaneous attacks were scheduled across the country to destabilize institutions, spread fear, and overthrow the government. He emphasized that the plotters aimed to drown Burkina Faso in chaos to justify foreign intervention. The masterminds. The minister named key figures, including Lieutenant Barry Abdrahmane, a deserter from the Military Justice Battalion who had leaked sensitive military positions to terrorist leaders. This officer betrayed his oath, Sana said, his voice tinged with anger. He disclosed details about our defense forces, the Volunteers for the Defense of the Homeland, VDP, and ongoing counterterrorism operations, information that endangered countless lives. International connections. Sana revealed that the plot was coordinated from Abidjan, Ivory Coast, where exiled conspirators like Kabore Constantine, a deserter officer, operated. These individuals, hiding abroad, sought to manipulate our nation's crises to serve foreign interests, he said. Their goal was to create such instability that external actors could impose a guardianship over Burkina Faso for decades. Psychological warfare tactics. The minister detailed how plotters used disinformation to sow division. Fake messages were sent to military leaders, falsely accusing them of treason. Religious and community leaders were manipulated to recruit collaborators. Even patriots in the VDP were offered bribes to betray their comrades. The heroes who saved the day. Sana praised the vigilance of intelligence services and patriotic soldiers and citizens who risked their lives to expose the plot. In the days leading up to April 16th, brave individuals came forward with critical information. Their courage allowed us to arrest key conspirators in Ouagadougou and disrupt plans underway in Abidjan. A warning to collaborators. The minister issued a stern message to those still at large. We know your identities. We know your plans. Burkina Faso's security forces are watching, and you will face justice. He also urged citizens to remain calm but vigilant. Report suspicious activities. Trust in your nation's resilience. Behind the scenes, how the plot unfolded. To fully grasp the gravity of Sana's revelations, let's rewind. Weeks before the planned coup, Burkina Faso's intelligence agencies intercepted encrypted communications between Barry Abdrahmane and terrorist leaders. The exchanges included maps of military bases, schedules of troop rotations, and even the names of VDP members, ordinary civilians defending their villages. As investigators dug deeper, they uncovered a web of betrayal. Barry, already marked as a deserter, had linked up with Compaoré Johani, a former officer discharged over ties to extremist groups, and Commander Ouedraogo Frederick, an active duty officer stationed at the Integrated Operations Center. This latter detail was particularly alarming. A high-ranking insider had access to real-time strategies against jihadist groups like JNIM and ISIS. But the most shocking twist was the role of Kabore Constantine, an officer who'd abandoned his military training in Europe and fled to Ivory Coast. From a safe house in Abidjan, Kabore allegedly funneled money and weapons to plotters while crafting a narrative to justify foreign intervention. Their playbook was clear, Sana explained. Trigger a crisis so severe that the international community would have to step in, effectively erasing Burkina Faso's sovereignty. The human cost. Stories of courage and desperation. While the minister's speech focused on facts, the human stories behind this plot reveal its true stakes. Take Issa, a VDP volunteer in the conflict-ridden Sahel region. Days before the coup, he was approached by a stranger offering cash in exchange for sabotaging his unit. "They knew my village had been attacked, my brother killed," Issa shared anonymously. "They said, 'Take this money and stop fighting a losing battle.' But I told them, 'My loyalty isn't for sale.'" Then there's Adama, a young soldier stationed in Ouagadougou. When he overheard fellow troops discussing a new order after April 16th, he tipped off intelligence agents. "I didn't know who to trust," Adama said, "but I swore an oath to protect my country, not destroy it." These acts of bravery were pivotal. By April 15th, raids led to arrests in Ouagadougou, while border patrols hunted conspirators fleeing toward Ivory Coast. Yet the scars remain. Families of accused plotters now face stigma, and communities brace for retaliation. "We're tired of being pawns," said a shopkeeper in the capital. "When will we live in peace?" As we absorb Minister Sana's words and the stories of those caught in this storm, let's pause to reflect and to pray. Not just for Burkina Faso, but for all nations fractured by greed, fear, and division. May the courage of its people light a path to stability. May traitors find redemption, victims find justice, and leaders find wisdom. May the VDP, soldiers, and citizens stand united, not as factions, but as guardians of a shared future. May the Sahel's deserts bloom with hope, not bloodshed. May borders become bridges, and may conflicts give way to dialogue. Let the resilience of Burkina Faso inspire neighbors like Mali and Niger to reject coups and embrace unity. May we see beyond headlines and recognize our shared humanity. May powerful nations resist the urge to exploit instability, and may the oppressed find allies, not indifference. Let every heart, from Abidjan to Ankara, from Washington to Wuhan, choose peace over power, compassion over conflict. May we learn that true strength lies not in domination, but in lifting others. May children everywhere inherit a world where war is a relic of the past and unity a promise kept. Burkina Faso's ordeal isn't an isolated crisis. It's a microcosm of global struggles, foreign interference, ideological extremism, and the erosion of trust in institutions. When a nation like Burkina Faso stumbles, the ripple effects touch us all. Refugee flows disrupt regions, terrorism spreads, and cynicism infects democracies. Yet, there's hope in the response. The collaboration between Burkina Faso's citizens and security forces, a bond frayed by years of mistrust, shows that unity is possible. As Minister Sana asserted, no plot, no matter how well funded, can break the will of a people determined to survive. To our subscribers and viewers, stories like this aren't just about distant nations. They're about us, the choices we make, the voices we amplify, the compassion we withhold or share. So, let's end with a call to action. Stay informed. Follow journalists like Norbert Welogo, Burkina Faso, and Aissata Maiga, Mali, who risk their lives for truth. Support peace builders. Donate to NGOs like the Sahel Women's Empowerment Initiative or the African Union's Peace Fund. Demand accountability. Pressure leaders to prioritize diplomacy over exploitation. Pray without ceasing. whether through faith, meditation, or quiet hope. Believe in a better world. As always, drop your thoughts below. How can nations prevent military betrayal? What's your prayer for global unity? Let's ignite a conversation that transcends borders. To Burkina Faso's brave souls, we stand with you. To our global family, stay fierce, stay kind. This is Voice of Africa, signing off.